Cool. Hey, welcome to Dadpreneur Freedom. We've got a guy I've been following for a couple of years now. I'm a big fan of his YouTube channel. He shares just very authentic, very revealing, very transparent. It's a breath of fresh air in the marketing world. Jason Wardrop, welcome to the first show of the Dadpreneur Freedom Show.
Awesome. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. We talked a little bit before, but little Cliff Notes version of what you do, where you live. You're a newer dadpreneur in the last 12 or so months, I believe it is.
Yep. Yeah, so my son's birthday is actually in a week and a half. It's on not this Sunday, but the Sunday after that. So
awesome.
Kind of fun. I am currently living in the Phoenix, Arizona area.
Okay.
And kind of been back and forth pretty much all growing up between Arizona and Utah. And let's see, I run a real estate lead generation CRM software company.
Okay.
Kind of built out an agency with helping realtors generate leads. And then we built the software on the back end to help them automate and help our team really automate and simplify lots of the repetitive tasks that you have to just do getting realtor clients set up. Okay.
So you did the agency first and then created the software?
Yeah. So it was kind of, I've been in the agency space.
Okay.
Wasn't necessarily specific to real estate back in the day.
I see.
It was kind of like all over. Like I was working with dentists, chiropractors, network, like pretty much every beginning agency owner, not picking a niche.
Oh yeah.
And then I just saw this need for, like if this awesome software existed, then that would be really helpful for our business.
I see.
And so then we started building out the software side of things, and it was then like we kept getting good results with the real estate clients.
Yep.
And so we basically stopped doing any other work for any other clients and just focused in on real estate. And yeah, I've been doing that the last several years.
Okay. And then that's kind of one business. And then you kind of got a side business, somewhat passive.
Yeah. So yeah, I like with all that, I started making YouTube videos. Most of it at the very beginning was to go through and help our realtor clients because our software is self-serve. And so it was like, okay, hey, real estate agents, here's how to run Facebook ads. Here's the ad copy. Here's the link. Like, here's how to set all this stuff up. And kind of like, this was like not even meant to be, but because I was doing all these videos for real estate agents, lots of marketing agency owners started finding my videos that were wanting to get into the real estate space and seeing like, okay, if I'm starting a marketing agency, how do I run ads? And so they're finding my videos. And now it's kind of like my following has almost become more marketers, agency owners on YouTube.
Yep.
And so then I'm working on a training right now because I just get tons of people asking like, how do you go build an agency? How do you get clients? All that stuff. So working on putting some stuff together to help those people like get started from scratch. Okay.
No, awesome. Yeah, like I said, I've been following, stumbled upon you a couple of years ago, been following your channel for probably, it's been a little over a year now, but the link will be down below. He's an open book and does very, very well with the side business and does very well with the software business as well. And like I told him off show, he has a way of keeping things very simple in the world of complexity and overwhelm, and I have a problem with it too. He just keeps it very, very simple. So I definitely appreciate that, and I think that's why you had such a success growing it, because it's simplified, you know. So when did you become an entrepreneur?
Oh man, I've always had the entrepreneur mindset. My dad's an entrepreneur. My uncles are an entrepreneur. Like I've never had a real job.
Okay.
And so like I've always tried to find different ways to go through and make money.
I see.
Whether that's just like mowing lawns as a kid growing up.
Yep.
In college, my brother and my cousin, we would all like throw parties.
Okay.
And charge money to have people come to the parties.
Yeah.
And through throwing events and getting like different speakers, like I just always doing different random things. But I got turned on to more of the digital marketing space probably 9 years ago.
Okay.
About 22-ish.
Okay. Good deal. What do you've been in it for a little bit now? What rough estimate on hours you work each week?
Now,
being a dad and juggling the family and all that.
Well, yeah, now it's very unrealistic. So like now I probably work 25 hours a week.
Okay.
Like it's very light. I love my job, especially now.
Yep.
Because I wake up, go to the gym in the morning before my son gets up, come back, my son's up, hang out with him for an hour or so, jump into work. And then anytime I take a break, instead of going to the water cooler, chatting with friends, it's like I'm with my wife, with my little boy, lunch with them. Like, and then it's like, okay, if we wanted to go to the park or whatever, get off a little bit early. So that's now, which that's because the ball's rolling and I know exactly the core things that I need to do. That's not to say that back in the day to get the ball rolling. It was like it was 6 days a week. I would take Sundays off, but 6 days a week, pretty much working mostly all day. I was one of those nerds in college that I would rather be studying stuff on my computer about marketing and all that stuff. Like going out to these crazy parties. So, but it's funny because like also at that time, you don't really know what you're supposed to be doing. So you think that you're working, but you're just being more busy than productive. So 100%. It's like, if you actually knew what to do, you could work like half the time and get 10 times the results. So,
no, that's the way to do it. I mean, you were fortunate enough to do it before kids, you know?
Oh yeah. That's a huge, most of it was before I was even married. Kids. And so like, I understand that. I recognize that. Because if I like had started from scratch with being married, 1, 2, 3 kids, different ball game.
Yes, absolutely. Do you have I think I know the answer to the question, but do you have a morning routine?
Of course, definitely. And it's adapted in the last year or so because
exactly.
For those dads or parents, you know that every night you never know how much sleep you're really going to get.
Oh yes.
But I'm like an early riser. I know, like, and I feel like there's a common misconception of like, oh, successful entrepreneurs have to be early morning risers. I know a lot of people that they don't get up and they don't start working until like 1 p.m. And then they're just night owls, so they work late. So like I'm more the morning guy. I don't even set my alarm anymore. Usually wake up between 5 and 6 every morning. And just kind of my body naturally wakes up. And then I go and I read for 15, 20 minutes, go to the gym, come back, get ready for the day, and then and hang out with my son and stuff. But for the day. And then jump in. I'll usually start working around like 8 to 8:30. When I start jumping in.
No, and that's the thing. It's like, so I know Gary Vaynerchuk talks about it, the self-awareness of, if you're not a morning person, don't be a morning, or don't try to be a morning person, you know, or if video content is hot, but you don't like to do video, don't do video. Like, just do what you enjoy, what works for you. You know, there's not it's not a black, it's not like black and white. Like just do what works for you. And, whatever that is, you know, you don't have to, there's not one way to do it. There's millions of different ways. So.
100%.
Yep. Do you have like big on like to-do lists? I'm old school. I've tried apps. I've tried Excel spreadsheets where I record it and save it each month. It never works. I print off this sheet every Monday, or Sunday night, usually Monday morning. And, I kind of focus on mindset, my health, my relationships, and then like wealth, the business stuff. You know, I got 4 categories. So this is my to-do list. Do you have a to-do list? Is it 27 items? Is it 3 items? Is more better? Is less better?
Yeah. So here, I'll kind of show you guys a little bit. So over here, you can see that is a 4-month calendar. And currently we are in September, and then you can see right there, that's a month calendar. And then let me just break this down right here. And then I have my week calendar. And then I've got my daily to do.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So basically kind of I'll run down what I do. So like we're in September right now. So my 4-month calendar is September, October, November, December. So like it's always a 4-month rolling calendar. And so then what I'll do is I'll map out like, and this is more business related, right? This is not like necessarily like fitness or family, any of that stuff. So I'll roll out for the next 4 months, my goals, and basically map out like, okay, I'm going to do these promos here, these YouTube videos here, just map everything out.
Yep.
Because if you don't have like that longer term vision, like it's hard to do your day-to-day to-do list because you don't know what you're working for.
Yes.
And so then I take the kind of the broad vision on the 4 month, break it down to the single month.
Okay.
And map it out there. And it's a little bit more in detail because we're closer in. And then I take the week and I map out, okay, in order to get the things I need to get done this month, what do I need to do this week?
Okay.
I have a huge list for the week.
Yep.
And I kind of plot it in my weekly calendar. And then in order to get things done for the week, I've got the daily to do. So
love it.
Usually, I mean, I don't like overwhelm myself. Like I usually try to go focus on maybe 2-3 big things.
Okay.
Usually like if you've got, like 2-3 big things, there's a lot of micro steps.
Yes.
And so that's what I've found to work best. And sometimes like once you've laid it all out, like there'll be weeks where it's like, I feel like I've got this massive list to do.
Yep.
By 4 p.m. on Monday, I've already done it all. Like it's just, you just like, if you're organized like that, then it's set up good. And that's how I, probably a little more detail than everyone cares.
No. That's helpful. You're organizing and planning. I love the breakdown of the 4 month, the month, the week, and then the day. That makes a ton of sense, and getting more details as you go along. So we kind of mentioned this before we started. Mindset, it took me years to realize how important mindset was. It wasn't until I read The Miracle Morning and then The Slight Edge, those 2 books, I think in 2015, really opened up my eyes to how important mindset and how I really struggle with self-doubt. And I know a lot of people do. So I was wondering, how do you handle self-doubt? How do you deal with it? Do you still have it?
Yeah. Great question. Because really entrepreneurship, I would say, is 100% mental and belief in yourself. Because the tactics and strategies, and I even see this in my own business, where it's like when I first got started, I was like, man, if I could get to 25 grand a month, I was like, I would be rich and everything would be taken care of and all that stuff. And so I got this 25 grand stuck in my head, and then I plateaued there for like 4 months. And I couldn't go beyond it because I got this thing stuck. And then then I would go to the next tier, and then like you just like plateau. So like anyway, that's kind of a little bit off topic, but the way I handle it is I'm always like I'm kind of weird in the fact that I'm very independent and I am very introverted, where I recharge and get everything from within. Okay. And so from the time I'm waking up in the morning to like even going to the gym, I'm always listening to something like an Audible, podcasts, just good, filling myself with good thoughts. And back in the day, it was like kind of like those motivational YouTube videos of like just feeling like that empowerment, getting you excited for the day. Yep. And honestly now, like I literally believe I can do anything. Nice. And it's not something that started that way. Okay. But it's just the daily, like ingraining positive things into your brain, and not like I don't necessarily do the self-affirmation type stuff. I want to actually, like, I think that would help for sure. So I want to actually kind of like try that out and all that. But yeah, I just think like always like learning, like the more you know, the more you focus on your wins, the more self-confidence you have. And like even just like little wins, like waking up and making your bed. Yes. Like, boom, completion. You just successfully did something. Yep. Waking up, going to the gym. Whether you did like the crazy intense workout, burned 1,000 calories or 50 calories, whatever it is, you successfully went to, like, so just kind of building upon these little wins and focusing on those. And then slowly, I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, but like over years of doing it, like you just kind of get to a point where, all right, like you keep building upon these wins and anyway, that's kind of what's worked for me. Yep. No, makes sense. So what hurdles did you personally face and how did you overcome them along the way building the business you have now? There's so many.
Yeah.
Just trying to even think of like the first one, you know. We'll go back to like so like I'm a big webinar guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I feel like I've really like found my groove with stuff was learning. Like I told myself it was actually on my wife and our honeymoon.
Okay.
Reading this book called The One Thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like, what's the one thing that if, you know, it happened, everything else would be easier, simpler, better, whatever.
Yes.
At the time I was like, man, if I learned webinars, I hear all these guys like making money with webinars. If I could just learn webinars, man, I'll make it, you know?
Okay.
And so I just like, I made that commitment to myself, and I didn't have like, I feel like I'm a slow learner. Like I've had a lot of success, but I feel like some people it's like, just like that, they just pick it up and they're like off making tons of money. And I'm like, how did that happen? It literally took me like 8 months before, and that was trying a new webinar every single week.
Yep.
Before I felt like I really like connected. And I remember I made 2 sales.
Okay.
And I thought, I was like, you know what? I've got it. Like, and so that was like after 8 months, but that was like, I mean, the hurdles, talking like Wi-Fi going out, the technology crashing, getting, you know, spending $500 on registrants and then literally nobody showing up live. I mean, there's so many things, and it's like, in 8 months in the grand scheme of things, doesn't seem like that long. But when you're in it, doing a live webinar, spending $500 every single week for 8 months, and you're just like nose to the grindstone. I mean, so many people would quit, you know, and it's it's just like having that consistency and just like, I don't know. I guess it was just that naiveness of just like, hey, I'm actually going to get this thing sometime, and finally it clicked.
No, that's that's impressive. Yeah, after 8 months, I think most would have given up after a month. You know, spending that kind of money, and because I think people just see, you know, the whole iceberg thing. You know, they see Russell making all these sales. Well, he didn't do it from day one. He still doesn't do it from day one. You know, it takes time, but you don't see that part. And I like it. I think it was a recent video of yours. You do live webinars, which isn't on a weekly thing, and it's pretty much the same. 95% of the content's the same as last week and the week before, correct?
It's the same every single week. I've had several iterations, but yeah, now it's like pretty dialed in, and it's the same life. And yeah, those people get to a point and they're like, I'm just going to automate it. And I have an automated version if people can't attend the live one. But yeah, I mean, it's just.
But you found the live works better, correct?
Yeah, the convert your profitability, and yeah, people could say like, oh, well, then you don't have to spend the time because I'm willing to take less profits for just being able to automate it. Well, it's like, well, it's also the webinar takes 90 minutes a week. Like, are you really that lazy? You won't put in 90 minutes a week to actually go do a live webinar? Like, let's get real. So
what? Like I said, self-awareness is a big one. What is like your what? I don't know, what's a strength of yours? Maybe not your number one strength, but what do you feel you're good at? The webinars, the videos? I mean, it's funny. You say you're an introvert, but your business kind of not revolves, but a big part of it is webinars, the software side. And then your kind of personal brand side business is YouTube videos, yet you're an introvert.
Yeah. So it's funny. This summer had a lot of family stuff going on. And so I've got four younger brothers and an older sister.
Okay.
A lot of kids. And I just remember the discussion multiple times was like, can you believe out of all the kids that like Jason would be the one doing this? Like my personality doesn't fit it at all. Still even people like don't really like, they don't see the connection of like me, who I am in like my normal personal life. And like, I mean, it's not like you're faking it or anything. It's just like, you've got to put on like a little bit of a different hat, you know? And by all means, like at the very beginning, I wasn't good at videos. I sucked at webinars. Like you go back and like, I don't know. It's just now it seems like you're like, oh, you have a good skill at like simplifying things. Well, that's because I've been trying to simplify stuff for how many years. And finally, like, I even feel like now sometimes like I'll go through and I'll be doing a training. I'm like, well, no wonder why people aren't getting this, because this is like freaking hard. And so like I try to even like simplify it more. So yeah, so like I can't remember what your original question was, but yeah, that's like definitely not me. And it's just something where like you gain a skill set, right? Like it's definitely not in my comfort zone to go through and I mean, now it is. Now it's like I could do a video, like pop up a camera, webinar or whatever, just on the fly. But beginning, definitely not.
Okay. Yep. What would you say the most challenging thing about running a business?
Never. If my wife was here, she'd probably be like, "Are you serious?" This. I would say, just for me, it's probably factors that you can't control. Like I'm kind of a control freak in the sense of like, you know, just I want to be able to understand all the moving parts of my business and like, okay, the money coming in, money going out, like all these different things. And as you grow, like we've got a team now of, I don't know, like 10 people. I know we're always in the process of hiring different people. So I think
it's all remote too, right?
Yeah, it's all remote.
Okay.
So one thing that was hard was like in the very beginning, it was like all reliant on me. Whereas like now we've got 10 people. And so I've got to like release the control.
Okay.
And confide in other people, and then also trust that they're going to do what they're going to say that they're going to do. And a lot of my business is off my personal brand, right? So it's like the way someone that works on my team and the way they act and treat customers is going to rely onto my personal brand as well.
Yep.
So I'd say that of just like one of the hardest things for me is just like letting go of control.
Yep.
And I've gotten a lot better at it, but it's definitely taken time.
Okay. Yeah, I think just about every successful entrepreneur, they're control freaks, you know, whether they want to admit it or not. Learning to let go is, it's tough. Or delegating it out, you know, you want to oversee everything. So I get it. Wrapping up here, I know we got to get going. What's the best book you've read? Are you a reader, first of all?
Yeah, no, I more listen to Audible books.
Okay.
I can like be on the treadmill or working out at the gym and then have it on 2-speed. So I can like crank through books pretty quick.
So what is the best book you've read or listened to in the last 12 months?
Last 12 months? I'm listening to one right now. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. Super good. Really like that.
Is that your first time with that one?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, that's just a popular one in the kind of the online entrepreneur space thrown around.
Yeah, no, so I had never actually heard of it. My brother introduced
the other
day.
Interesting.
Or not the other day, like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I'm liking that one. The one thing, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I really like that book. I don't know. There's so many. I'd have to go through my Audible list.
Okay. No, that's good. What's the one thing you wish you knew when you got started your entrepreneur career? Maybe if some new dad is watching, think about going out there. What's if you could rewind time back to 8 or 9 years ago?
What do I wish I would have known?
Yeah.
The difference between being busy and being productive.
Good. Okay.
And I've got whiteboards all over my office, and I got another one over here. And like the big thing, like what are the only things that matter in like your business or in my business? And it's tough when you're first getting started because you don't really know.
Yep.
But like for me, I've got up here every single week, I've got to make 2 YouTube videos. I got to do 2 live trainings inside of my Facebook group. I got to have my team calls, make sure everyone's on track.
Got
to do my live webinar, create new Facebook ads in case, just keep them all fresh. Track my numbers and make sure emails are scheduled out.
Okay.
So if you look at all those things, like obviously like my live webinar is on a specific day, but all those other things, like it doesn't take that long to do. Like I could go through and bust all that out in one day and literally like, obviously I do more than that, but those are like the core things that drive the business. So what I wish I would have known, I guess, are what are the core things like, and this is like driving like my YouTube channel, my software, like this is driving a lot of different things. Whereas like, are just starting out brand new, I'd pick one. Okay, is it YouTube we're going to go build? Is it a marketing agency? Is it affiliate marketing? Is it a Shopify store? Whatever it is, pick one and then figure out what are the core things that is going to drive this business.
Okay.
Like YouTube, core thing, create YouTube content. That's it.
Yep.
Like nothing else. Like you can go through and make goals on like how many subscribers or views or anything like that you want. It doesn't matter because you can't control that. The only thing you can control is content creation.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, great. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll wrap it up here. How many pairs of with the posters in the back? How many pairs of actual Jordans do you have? You're obviously a fan of.
I used to be more. I've only got like 5 right now.
Okay.
So not. I used to buy them a lot more, and then once I got married, I haven't really. It's harder to justify the wife that they're worth the investment. So, yeah, I've only got like 5 right now, and a pair of Kobe's. And
okay.
And honestly, I don't even really wear them anymore, just because. I'm in Arizona and I don't really ever wear shoes anymore. So.
Yeah. No, I get it. All right. A super off the wall question. Since I'm a big fan of hip hop music, and Tupac or Biggie?
Probably Tupac.
Okay. That works. And then wrap it up here. Where can people find you? We'll add the links down below, but where's the best?
YouTube's probably the best place. Okay. I mean, like you said, I share tons of like free. I literally show you guys everything I do in my business. Like, I'm pretty transparent. Like whether you're a real estate agent, marketing agency owner, randomly run a software, like I show everything. So,
Awesome. Well, Jason, thank you very much, man. Like I said, I've been a big fan. Been super helpful to me digitally with your YouTube content, and then before the show, we took some time. I got my notes here, some a little bit of things to do, some coaching. So I appreciate that. It wasn't planned, but I'm very grateful for that. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Awesome.